Okay, so here, test 13.5, class 9 maths, okay? Exercise 13.5. These are the questions that we need to do. Okay, you write this one down and then let us start with question B4. Okay, let me read the question for us. Here the question says, find the cost of digging a cuboidal pit 8 meter long, 6 meter broad and 3 meter deep at a rate of rupees 30 per meter square. So we have to dig a cuboidal pit. So you can just draw along with me a representative cuboidal. Then let us say the pit is this one. Okay, underneath the ground, it means 8 meter long, 6 meter wide, broad, and then 3 meters deep. So this is the dimensions of the pit that we have to dig. Okay, so here we write here, as we read question, we get this information. Here the dimensions of the cuboidal pit. Okay, cuboidal pit. As we can see here, the length 8 meter, then the B 6 meter. I think they have mentioned it as the breadth. Yes, broad. So we can use the word breadth, B-R-E-A-D-T-H, and sometimes they use width also. It means the same thing. Okay, h is equal to 3 meter. Here it represents the depth of the pit that you have to dig. So having written the dimensions, let us first find out the volume of the pit, or you can also say volume of earth dug will be exactly equal to the volume of pit, right? The exact size of the pit we have to dig, the exact volume of the earth, that is of the same volume as the pit has to be dug now to get the same size of the pit. So volume of pit is cuboid, so volume of the cuboid is LBH. So we can write here L is 8, B is 6, as you can see here, and H is 3, and volume is meter cube, so we can just put the meter cube, right? And then here 8 6 are 48, multiplied to this 3 here will give us 3 8s are 24, okay, 2 in hand, then 3 4s are 12, 13 14, so we're getting here 144. So the volume of the earth that has to be dug for this pit to be formed is 144 meter cube. But the question is asking us this, so we can just follow this and go here. Therefore the cost of digging, I think, if yes, the cost of digging this pit, the cost of digging, we know we have to apply this formula, volume of the pit dug multiplied to the rate charged for digging. Okay, so volume of the pit dug is 144 meter cube as we got just now here, and the rate, if you look into your question, clearly is written rupees 30 per meter square. Per means divided by meter cube, sorry, meter cube. So meter cube cancels, so rupees is left. You can write that. Then 3 4s are 12, 1 in hand, 3 4s are 12 plus 1 13, 1 in hand, right? And then 3 1s are 3 plus 1 that in hand gives you here 4. So the answer for this is 4320, 4,320 rupees. Okay, question B4. Now having done that, let us go to B5. Sorry. Sorry. Here, let us read the question. The question says, the capacity of a cuboidal tank is 50,000 liters of water. Find the breadth of the tank if its length and depth are respectively 2.5 and 10 meter. So the tank seems to be a large one and a tall structure. How do you know? Let us see here. Let's say this represents the tank. Okay, tank. Surely cuboidal, right? So here, the length from here to here is mentioned as 2.5 meter, and the height is mentioned as a very tall structure, 10 meter. That's why we drew it long. Now this is what the question is asking. Find the breadth of the tank, which we do not know, so we can put a question mark. So we can first of all write the dimensions of this tank, okay, which you can do here, dimensions. here, if you can want to start like that, dimensions of the shape is mentioned or not? Yes, cuboidal tank. So good to mention cuboidal tank. That means this tank here, right here we have drawn. So the length is 2.5 meter, clearly mentioned. And then the breadth B is a question mark. And this is what the question is asking us to find. Find the breadth of the tank. So we just write here. Okay, so here, breadth of the tank. So B-R-E-A-D-T-H, breadth. We don't know yet. And the H is 10 meter. This is mentioned as the depth, right? The depth of the tank. So you can just write here D-E-P-T-H. So having found the dimensions, one missing is B, which we have to find out. Now, since question is saying, go there and you find out that its capacity is 50,000 liters of water. So you write here, since, write in short, its capacity in other word means how much liquid can go inside, which is the same formula as volume of a cuboid, right? Its capacity is 50,000 liters. This is given in the question. Therefore, we would presume that capacity has the same formula as volume of a cuboid. So volume of a cuboid is LBH, that will represent the capacity. The word is means you can put equal, and 50,000 liters of water can fill this tank when it is full to the top, to the brim, means the top portion. So you can replace the values that are given. L is given as 2.5 meter, B is unknown, and H is given as 10 meter, as you can see here. L 2.5 and H 10 meter. That will be equal to 50,000. Now here, you see here meter, so you would like to change this liter to meter so that they are in the same unit. Only then you can cancel them. No, so let us do it here. We know this relation, 1 meter cube is equal to 1,000 liters. Okay, that means liter is a smaller unit to meter cube. Right, what are our units of volume? So you want to change liter to meter cube so that it matches with these meters on the left side. So that means you're changing a small unit liter to a bigger unit. So you need to, in such cases, when you're changing small to big, we need to divide. So we write here 50,000 divided by this number here, 1,000. If you were changing the meter cube to liter, then you would have multiplied by 1,000 because you're changing big to small, but you're changing now liter small to big meter cube. That's why you divided by 1,000, and liter will no longer be there. It will change to meter cube. That's how you change the unit. Having done that, we can see here 1, 2, 3 can cancel. So you can cancel them to make it easy for you to calculate. So as we continue in the next step, from here, as we came to the next step, you will get here, that implies here, see, B, you can just write it down, is equal to this one here, 50 meter cube. Now, before you bring this 1, 2 from the left to the right, if you want to do this, the one decimal is there and 1 0 is there, means this 0 multiplied to 2.5 means decimal will jump from here between 2 and 5 to behind or right side of 5 and become 25. No more 10 therefore, so 25 will come down. And then no more 10, right? You used to shift the decimal. Meter into meter, you can just write here. Meter square also will come down. Numerator, when you shift, will come down. And B, we haven't shifted. So meter to the power 2, smaller one whole cancel. Then 3 minus 2 means 1 power still left. 25 2s are 50. So the breadth of this tank is 2 meter. So you can write once if you want. Its breadth, that means the breadth of the tank is 2 meter if you like to write, or you can stop here also if you want. Okay, so B5 done. Then the last question 6, B6, and after that your test 13.5. Okay, so let us do that. B6. Okay, let's write it down. B6. And let us read the question. The question says, a village having a population of 4,000 people, that means 4,000 people, requires 150 liters of water per head, means per person, per day. it has a tank measuring 20 meter into 15 meter into 6 meter, which is a large tank. So for how many days will the water in this tank last? They mean to say the water is full. So let us just draw the tank 20 into 15 into 6. So there is a large tank, let us say. So just draw here one tank. Okay, representative. So any size you can draw actually. So this is 20 meter, 15 meter is the breadth, and 6 meter is the depth, sort of a tank. 20 into 15 into 6. So like we've been doing, you may like to express this as, here we have, after reading question, very clearly the dimensions of the exact word used here is tank. So tank, we know, is always cuboidal in shape. So the length L is 20 meter, the length. Then B, 15 meter, is the breadth, BREADTH, and H, 6 meter is the depth of the tank, how deep it is. Okay, now the dimensions are clearly mentioned, and another information is there. We can check it out. There it says, let us read, 150 liters of water per head per day is required. So since 150 liters per head per day, okay, is required, okay, 150 liters per person per day is required for 4,000 population, 4,000 people, for 4,000 people, that means, okay, 4,000 means the number of people, 4,000 population of people, 4,000 population, if you like to add the word. Then what does this mean? Therefore, question is saying, how many days will the water in this tank last? So you can just write here required number of days. That means the number of days this water full will last. Okay, number of days that it will last will be equal to the total capacity of the tank. Capacity of the tank, that means the full capacity volume, full volume, divided by, or you write here capacity or volume also you can write. You can write down capacity or volume of this thing here, volume of water required for, or capacity of water, or volume, you can use volume also, of water required for 4,000 persons. Okay, 4,000 persons per day. Volume of water required for 4,000 persons per day. Total volume of water in the full tank divided by volume of water required for 4,000 people or persons for 1 day. That will give you the required number of days this water will last. So there's a simple case of calculating. So here capacity of the tank means the full volume, which is the same as the volume of a cuboid, LBH, divided by volume of water required for 4,000 people. So one person requires per day 150 liters. So multiply that to 4,000, then that is the volume of water required for 4,000 persons for 1 day, right? One person 150, so 4,000 people multiplied to 4,000. That's the total volume of water when this 2 is multiplied. Total volume of water required for the whole population for 1 day, okay? So now here, this L is here 20, B is 15, and H is 6, and meter cube, volume is meter cube, meter into meter into meter. Now 15 into 4, very simple, 60, right? 15 charta, 15 duita 13, 15 charta is 60. Then after the 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. This much liter. Now you see here meter cube and here liter. So you cannot cancel them because they have to be first converted to the same unit. So let us convert this liter to meter cube. So it matches with this one. So just write here, first one, 20 into here, 15 into 6 meter cube. Just keep it as it is and change this one here. 60 6 lakh actually. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So we know this here. Just look here. Since 1 meter cube we know by information is 1000 liter. So we'll use this for conversion. You want to change liter to meter cube in small to big unit, so again divide. Small to big, always divide. Bigger unit to smaller unit, multiply. But this is small to big. Liter to meter cube is, you're changing a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So we write here, divide by this number 1000. 1, 2, 3, 0 cancel. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you may want to go one more step to make it clear to yourself, which is also not required if you are comfortable with it. So come here, and then 20 into 15 into 6 meter cube, just give it as it is, divided by 600. You will see here meter cube only left. So these two can cancel, meter cube, 0, 0 cancel, 6 tens are 60, sorry. 2 5s are 10, and 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15. So here your 3 is coming from here. So here 15, okay, this is 15. After cancelling, 5 3s are 15, which means this whole volume of tank water will last for 3 days for a population of 4,000. So this concludes the test portion. You can go and give the test next, okay? Test 13.5. Sorry, 13.5. This should be B. Please correct it, B. A has been done. 13.5B. Okay, give the test. Okay.